Oi lads, it's Danny here today and we're going to do the quotient rule in 2 minutes. Let's get right to it then. So first things first is we're going to have to apply the limit definition. This is any proof in calculus one, you lot are going to have to use the limit definition. Right away, what we're going to do is we're going to write our function. In this case, it's f of x divided by g of x, the quotient rule, right? And we got to write it in terms of the limit definition. When you do that and you use the limit definition, it's going to resemble something like this. It actually is going to resemble this basically, right? And what we're going to try to do is this h term over here, we're going to multiply as a multiplication. So we're going to have 1 divided by h. Afterwards, we're trying to simplify this so we get a common denominator, as you can see on your screen. Afterwards, we're going to basically write it as a common denominator, and we're going to be left with something that resembles this. Afterwards, what we're going to do from here on is going to apply a little trick, and we did this for the product rule, where we're going to introduce something into the equation so we can simplify and actually solve this type of problem. And notice that the thing that we're introducing to the equation, this is just equal to 0. So you could have added minus 1 plus 1. It's the same thing. But we need to do it like this so we can simplify it. And I'll show you what I mean in a moment. See, notice now here we could simplify a g of x because this term has a g of x and this term here has a g of x. And likewise, we could do the same thing with the f of x on the secondary term over here. So once we do that, we can basically, so over here, this is we can rewrite it as the opposite way, right? Because it's equivalent. And, we can basically, from here out, we could basically factor out the g of x, gx plus h term in the denominator. And we could basically apply the limit definition to this portion right over here. And once we do that, we're just going to be left with 1 divided by g of x multiplied g of x. And over here, there's also the limit. The limit has to be basically multiplied in. It's kind of like a FOIL basically, right? So it's got to go to the secondary term as well. So we're going to be left with something like this. Over here, could be rewritten as 1 over g of x squared, right? And now what we're going to do is going to break this up into 4 because we have 4 different terms, right? So it's going to be resemble something like this, and we're going to apply the limit of each of these terms. So the first term is pretty straightforward. That's just going to be equal to g of x. This term over here, the secondary term, is going to just be equal to the derivative of f of x. And over here, that's f of x. And lastly but not least, this is your g prime of x. So once you basically multiply and subtract them all in, basically you are going to obtain the answer of the quotient rule. And that's basically the proof of the quotient rule. If this video has helped you a lot, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you a lot later.